Well, the video I did yesterday, I picked this lawnmower up yesterday at the John Deere, brand new. It's a John Deere x580. It's a little bit of an upgrade from the tool snappers I've been running. I originally looked at a x570, but the reason I'm doing this because this video got like a whole lot of views, just basically instantaneous. It's new, it's 25, so sometimes the 570 I was looking at, it was new also, but it was a 23 model in the dealer shop, in the dealer. So they'll selling it as a new one, but it's 2 or 3 years old already. I'd already worked the paperwork up for the 570, and I came out and I saw this one, and it had the 570 had on the back, it had tires like this or that tread pattern. They were the same size as this, but the front tire tread pattern. And I looked at this tractor and I said, wow, that's pretty nice. 580 to a 570, not a whole lot of difference. I don't think the 570 had this orange pedal. The orange pedal is for the differential lock. Got your deck control knob right there in the middle. This tractor has got power steering. It's got hydraulic deck control up and down right here. Of course, the yellow button is the mow in reverse. This tractor had a little bit upgraded seat on it versus the 570. It's a very comfortable lawnmower, I have to say. Of course, I'll be honest, I like a snapper. These are 42-inch deck cut snappers, 16 horse and a 14.5 horse. They mow great. But right there, the deck's rotted out on that one a little bit. Deck's got some holes in that one over there, but they still mow good. They're just a little slow in comparison to this. This tractor is really smooth, I must say. The 570 did not have power steering. So it was not a whole lot of difference in the price. When I asked the salesman, I said, well, this is probably a lot more expensive. And he said, not that bad. And when he told me the price, I said, I'll let you know tomorrow. I went and looked at it Monday. Anyway, this thing took a lot of interest on the internet. It's quiet, runs quiet, smooth. It's a big Kawasaki motor on it, 24 horsepower looks like, or whatever that is. Hey, it's brand new. If you're asking me to rate it and give you some advice about it, or concerns, issues, whatever. All right, so far, mowed the yard one time with it. My boy Jed, he went and mowed some yards with it. I like it. What's not to like about it? But will it hold up? You look at this and you're like, wow, that's great. And then when I pan the camera over here and you look at this, you're like, you're like, yeah, you needed a new lawnmower. Well, let me tell you, this one is probably one of the first groups of the 42-inch decks, and this one over here is a later model one. And to be honest, both of them have got to be over 30 years old. All right, now here's the thing. My buddy on K&X Tractors, he said it best. These two mowers are 30 years old or better. Do you think this mower will hold up and be in as good a shape as these mowers in 30 years? I don't know. I don't see it. You can just look right. A snapper is simple. They are simple. It's just age is getting them. They just don't. Which I've got 2 more of these 42-inch deck mowers for parts, and that's how I'm keeping them going. You can still get some parts on eBay, but they're bulletproof. They just mow and mow and mow. I've got a couple of the single blade ones that one is runnable. It's over on the other side of the building. I hadn't used it in a while, but it was a good machine. But anyway, my point is you know, progress is progress. If this mower will last 10 years without any major issues, and this, let me just go on and say it before people get all gummed up in the works. You know, John Deere's better than Snapper, you know, whatever. It's all based on taking care of it. And yes, you can say these two mowers had to have been taken care of to be still functioning now, and that's true. But it's all, you know, how you take care of it and maintain it, of course. But even John Deere, to get back what I was trying to say, even John Deere, the old John Deere's, your 316s and the old models that were the 30-year-old models like these are still clucking and still mowing. And my point is, you redesign something, and you know, you're not going. Is this stuff going to last? Is what I want to know. Is it going to last as long as one of those? Because you sure are paying a lot for them. But anyway, I like this lawnmower. I would highly recommend it. I do know that John Deere does a lot of testing. Yes, affordability is one thing. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to be able to get a good mower like this. It is what it is. But I mean, heck, I still run them right there. I mowed with this first one yesterday some. And I still like mowing with a snapper. They're hard to beat. And when you got that kind of power with those deck sizes, if you can ride it over, you're going to mow it. I think I'm not going to mow rough stuff like that with this one. But so far, so good. The video, maybe by the end of the mowing season this year, I will have some good information to pass on it. Some options that I mean, the salesman was very helpful with it, but a lot of this stuff is just stuff you learn by looking at it and going through your owner's manual. And I may be saying something that the Deere people already know, but I was looking at this deck yesterday. These wheels for the deck pivot, like they're straight like this. They'll turn sideways like this, and you just roll the deck sideways, you know, and it drops right out from under there. You pull a pin up here in the front, and unhook that latch right there, that silver bar that you see above my finger, and then you just drop the deck down, and man, you can just slide that deck right out from under there. I assume, I'll bet you money, the most aggravating thing is dealing with unhooking the belt, more so than unhooking anything else. But I haven't looked at the owner's manual, but if they had the foresight to make the deck wheels pivot, you know, they're in the direction of drive right now, but if you pull that yoke-shaped pin right there, and you can rotate them, and you can run that thing out of there, that's pretty smart. I give them a lot of credit for that. All right, as far as comfort, we'll get into some of the points on this. I had I think it was a 682 Cub Cadet, and once again, probably apples to oranges, it was a very old mower, and is what it is. But it was hydrostatic. It had the lever up on the dash. I didn't like it at all. It was not smooth. I've got a buddy that's a Cub Cadet Freak, knows everything in the world about him, and he was just in awe of it. He said, man, this is a nice lawnmower. Great machine. I think I posted I've got a post of it on there, and it was a good machine. I asked him, I said, well, what condition is this in? He said, this thing's good. It's great. Nothing wrong with this thing. But when you'd go down a hill, or when you'd get ready to go up a hill, if you're on flat land, you never noticed it. But when you'd go up and down a hill, it'd want to go downhill a little faster before the transmission would catch, and then you'd turn to go uphill, and it would just take it a second, and you'd be like real slow, and all of a sudden, it'd take off. And, you know, it didn't stay very constant. And I must say, you know, it's 30 years old. Maybe it didn't. Maybe that's the sign of the wear. I don't know. But it didn't have no leaks, and it was a tight tractor. This tractor right here, when you get on it, You push that pedal, it stays where it's at, it holds. You know, it's got cruise control on it over here. So far, view the instrument panel. It's got a tack and a fuel gauge and all that stuff's right here on the battery charging. You can see all that on there, I hope. Go ahead and zoom in on that. But I'm not 100% a John Deere man when it comes to stuff. But all these daggone lawnmowers are made MTD and such and so forth. They just, as long as you take care of them, you might get 10 years out of them. My dad had a yard man he bought from Walmart. He had a Murray he bought from Walmart. $1,000 lawnmower, lasted 10 years. I mean, maybe I'm crazy for paying this and hoping to get 10 out of it. For what I paid for it, you could have bought a new lawnmower every year for a few years. But I just hope it holds up. But anyway, a little bit of view underneath there. Maybe that belt just drops right off. Everything comes apart good. But anyway, I like it so far. I don't have anything to say bad about it. But when you've only got 1 or maybe 1 point something hours on it, that's not enough time to give a true. Let's see. All right, 2 hours. So, when you only got 2 hours on there, I'll do the display here. The tack was the scale that went up on the left side over here. That's your fuel gauge. You can see the gas pump symbol in there. Then your hour meter's in the lower right corner and your battery charging thing there. Pretty self-explanatory. And then you got a few trouble lights up there. Anyway, just got a lot of interest in the video, a lot of views. So I figured I'd come out here and do a little more time on it. Like and subscribe.